Welcome to the U of A Elastic Bands for Strength class. My name is Jody Charveau, and I am a nutrition and fitness counselor with U of A Life and Work Connections. And we're going to start our session by talking about what we need for this class. We use in this class a 6-foot elastic band, and you'll also need a chair. And then you want to be sure that you have flat-soled shoes that are comfortable, or else you can do this in socks or bare feet if you choose to. You also just want to make sure that you've got clothes that you can move and stretch in. So, okay, we're going to begin our session today with some warm-ups. And we're going to do a full body warm-up to start our class. So we'll start by putting our hands together, and then fingers up, and we're just going to give it a real tall stretch overhead. And then we'll take it to one side, and then the other, and then back center. And then we're bringing our arms down, and now we're going to warm up our shoulders. And in doing that, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. And we want to reverse the direction. And then take one arm across your chest. We're stretching out the shoulder for this one also. And while you're at it, wiggle those fingers, rotate your wrist. What we're doing is we're stretching the muscles and tendons and getting that synovial fluid moving in our joints. And then we'll take one elbow up overhead, and we're stretching out our tricep on this one. And then the other one. Great. You want to take your hands together and put them behind you, and we're stretching out our pectoral muscles, the muscles in the chest. And on any stretch, you want to hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds. And on this one, we're going to be stretching out the mid-back region, and we're just turning at the waist. And coming back center. And turning on the other side. And then we come back center, and now we're going to take a minute just to stretch our neck out. So you want to gently bring our chin down towards our chest. And then come back up. And you want to turn towards one shoulder and then take it down. Come back up and center and towards the other shoulder. And that gives you a good stretch in the tendons on the side of your neck. And then come back up and center. And we're going to gently stretch the side of our neck out by pressing lightly on our shoulder and then the top of our head. And the other side. Great. And now we're going to do a spine stretch. And for that one, we're just going to gently work our way down towards the floor. You want to keep your knees soft. And as you get down as close as you can towards the floor, you want to let your head hang to stretch out your neck. And then we'll slowly come back up, one vertebrae at a time. Great. Okay, now we're going to take our chair And turn it so that you can take one foot and lift it up onto the chair. And for this is going to be our hamstring stretch. And you're taking the opposite hand from the foot that's on the chair and reaching towards those toes. And you should feel a good stretch in your hamstrings and behind your knee. Okay, and then we'll do the other leg. Great. Okay, now kick that foot back up there, and we're going to do a hip flexor stretch. And for that one, you lean into the chair, towards the chair, and you should feel a stretch in the front part of your hip. And then once you're stable with that, we're going to add in some arm movements just to keep that upper body warmed up. Okay. And then we're going to take our elbow, same elbow with the flexed knee, and we're going to put that on the inside of the knee and then turn away from that knee, and we're getting a good stretch in our shoulders and the mid-back and also the inner part of our thigh. Okay, and then come back center, and let's do the other leg. Foot on the chair, lean into it, and once you're stable there, add in the upper body. Okay, and then take that elbow inside the knee and turn away, getting a good stretch in your upper back. Okay, super. Now we'll turn our chair and we're going to do our quadricep stretch. And for that one, we're taking our foot and just bringing it towards our bottom and holding it there. And you should feel a good stretch in the front of your thigh, the quadricep muscle. And we'll let that one drop and do the other side. Okay, great. And our last stretch is a stretch for the hip and a small muscle that runs under the gluteal muscles. And for that one, you're going to take one leg and put it on top of the opposite knee, and then you're going to sit down into this stretch. And you should be feeling it in the hip and in your gluteal muscles. And a little balance challenge. All right, bring that up and do it on the other side. All right, great. Now we're ready to work. So let's grab our bands, and we're going to just take a minute and talk about good form as we start the class. You want to be sure that your feet are flat on the floor, and you want to have your feet about shoulder width apart. And then as you come up, you want to be sure that your knees are soft throughout the exercises. Don't lock your knees. Keep them slightly flexed. And then as you come up to the hip, you want to think about lifting the stomach muscles so that the upper body is in alignment with the lower body. And you can picture that as thinking about your navel being pulled towards your spine. And that gets the abdominal region in a good alignment. This also helps to, if you maintain this position throughout the exercises, helps to strengthen the core. And then as you come up to your shoulders, you want to just have your shoulders back and relaxed. And then your gaze, for the most part, to be straight ahead. You don't want to be bending down. That can put some stress on the neck. So, okay, so we've got our form down. Let's begin. And we're going to start with our first exercise. And this one's for the shoulders, and it's called the front raise. So I'm going to turn to the side just to give you a better view of it. And you begin by standing on the band, feet about shoulder width apart, and you're grasping the band so that your palms are facing each other. Okay, now shoulders back and relaxed, and knees slightly bent. Now, for this class, I'm going to be doing 16 repetitions of the exercise. And typically when you start out, you might start at 8 to 10 repetitions. So just pace yourself, and eventually you would work up to doing 16 repetitions of the exercise. Once you get to the point where you can complete 16 without much effort, then you want to look at increasing the resistance of the band that you're using. Okay, so let's begin. And the movement goes like this. You're just bringing the arms up slowly and then lowering them. And both phases of the movement are important. So this is 2, and slowly return. 3, 4, and another really important aspect that I haven't talked about is the breathing as you do these exercises. You just want to keep it steady and slow. Some people like to make a practice of exhaling as they do the exertion and inhaling as they return. And now I've lost count. 9, thank you. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay. And if you need to just kind of relax in between movements, you just might do a couple little shoulder rolls. Gently stretch your neck if that is helpful. Now we're going to move on to our bicep curl. Okay, and for that one, you want to be, again, standing on the band with feet about shoulder width apart. And you're grasping the band so that your palms are facing forward and your elbows are in close to your side. Okay, and the movement is done like this. We just bring the hands up towards the shoulders. So that's 1, and again, both phases of the exercise should be done slow and controlled. 2, 3, so check yourself. Are your knees slightly bent? Are you breathing? 6, 7, 8, and there can be a tendency to want to tense up the neck and shoulders on this, so just relax the neck and shoulders as you do the exercise. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, very good. Now we're going to move on to the tricep exercise. And for that one, we're going to do it in a standing position. And you want to get yourself in this form. You want to have one leg extended forward, and you're going to stand on the end of the band. And you're going to extend the other leg behind you. Both feet are facing parallel. And you want to grasp the band at knee height. And you can vary the resistance level depending on where you grasp the band. So if you grasp it lower, you're going to get more resistance. If you grasp it higher, there'll be less resistance. Okay, and then the important part of this exercise is to bring the arm into the starting position, and this will be the position you maintain the arm throughout the exercise. The upper arm should be about parallel. Let me show you from the other side, especially on this first one. All right, so I've got my foot on the end of the band, one leg forward, one behind, and the arm should be resting on your knee. And here we go. So I've got the upper part of my arm more or less parallel to my back and the floor that you're standing on. And then the movement all happens at the elbow. So you maintain that upper arm in that elevated position, and then the movement is just an extension back with the lower part of your arm. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. And to not put strain on your neck, you want to keep your gaze just slightly ahead of your body. Now I've lost count. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, very good. You should be feeling that in the tricep on the back part of your upper arm. Okay. Okay, then we're doing the other side. So just make sure you're working that opposite arm. And bring your upper arm into alignment. And let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to have a seat in our chair, and we're going to do what's called the parallel leg lift. And this exercise is working the muscles in the thigh, particularly the quadricep, and then the muscles that are surrounding the knee too. For this one, you can choose whether or not you want to use the band. The band is just used as a point of stability. So what you're doing is you're sitting on the front edge of your chair, and you want to just be sure you have your body in good form. Stomach muscles lifted, shoulders back and relaxed, and the legs start out at a 90-degree angle. And you're going to extend one leg so that it's parallel to the floor. And if you use the band, you're putting that under the arch of your foot, just as a point of stability for your leg as you lift and lower. So the movement is just to lift and lower. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. You want to set that leg down and move on to your other leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and think about good form. 4, keep those stomach muscles lifted. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay, we're not done yet. Now we're going to work the muscles on the inner part of the thigh and surrounding the inner part of your knee. And we're going to do that by going back to that first leg and extending it out. And then you're going to turn the toes of your foot so that they're pointing away from your body. So we're working that inner thigh. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, and just know that it's very normal for the leg to shake on that exercise. Okay, last set. Turn the toes out and let's lift and lower. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay, now while you're in this seated position, we're going to move on to what's called our thigh abduction and adduction. And for that one, you want to tie a loop in the band about 8 to 12 inches in diameter. And you're going to go ahead and tie a knot. It will come out. And this loop then is going to be put around both ankles of your legs. And you want to do this in a seated position because it is better for your back. If you try to do it from standing, it can put strain on the back. Okay, so pop up then. And we are going to do a series of kicks. Okay, we're going to do 16 kicks to the front, 16 to the side, 16 to the back, and then 16 across the front. And what we're doing is working all the muscles in the thigh of your leg, okay? So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, and in between kicks, 4. You want to keep your foot elevated. 5, 6, 7. That increases the effectiveness of the exercise. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Good. And then if you want to just relax yourself a bit in between, do a little squat, and then we'll move on to the side kicks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. You just want to keep your upper body in alignment with your lower body. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay, now we're going to do kicks to the back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, good. One last set on this side. We're going to take it across the front. We're working again the muscles on the inner part of the thigh. And we're leading with the heel as we move across in front of our body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Halfway there on this one. Okay. Position yourself and let's do the other leg. All right, we're taking it to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, on this one, this is a good one to remember to keep your gaze straight ahead. You want to spare your neck, all right? Ready? 1, 2, off to the side, 3, 4, 5, and keep your upper body in alignment with your lower. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Excellent. And we'll take it to the back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. And the last set. Across the front. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Awesome. Very good. And then you want to take the knot out of your loop. And this is a good time to do our quadricep stretch and the one that we do for our hip. So take a little break after that one and do the stretch. Okay, and the quadricep is the one where you bring your foot towards your glutes. And the other side. And then the hip stretch is the one where you bring your one foot over the other knee and then sit down into it. And you should feel a good stretch in your hip. Okay, and then the other side. Very good. And you want to sit down into it. Again, keeping your upper body in alignment with your hips. Great. All right, and from there, we'll just move into our calf raise. And this exercise strengthens the calf, the ankle, and the foot. And we do it one leg at a time, so just lift one leg, and then it's just a matter of going up on the ball of the foot and lowering. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Great. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, very good. Now we're going to move back up to our upper body, and we're going to move into what's called the lat pull down. And for that one, you want to be grasping the band a little more than shoulder width apart. And you're going to hold it up overhead. And then the movement is to stretch the band out and bring it towards you below your chest. And then return. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and again, just keep your gaze straight ahead. 8, your knees soft. 9, keep that steady breathing going. 10, 11, relax your shoulders and neck. 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. All right. Whew. If you need to just relax a little bit, do a couple of shoulder rolls, stretch your neck. All right. Let's move down then into what's called our lateral raise. And I need to move my chair a little bit. Okay, on this one, it's one where again, we're standing on the center of the band, feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to be working the deltoid muscles in the shoulder. So we're grasping the band so that our palms are facing down. And the movement is just to bring the arms up, straight out and up. So that's 1, 2, can you see my hands? 3, 4, and you want to be sure that the hand stays in alignment with your lower arm. Don't flex at the wrist. 5, 6, and just take it to a point that's comfortable for you. 7, 8, whatever movement you can do is great. 9, 10. This is another one where we tend to tense up our shoulders and neck. So just relax. Relax them as much as you can. 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move on to our chest press. And for that one, you want to take the band and you're going to put it on across the upper part of your back. And then you're going to grasp the band so that your hands are about shoulder height. Chest height, with the palms facing down. And then the movement is extending the arms forward and then bringing them slowly back, full extension. So what we're working here is our pectoral muscles in our chest and then the muscles in the upper part of the back. 3, 4, 5, and if you find that you're not getting enough resistance, 6, then just adjust your hands so they're closer together on the band. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, very good. Now we're going to sit down and we're going to do what's called our hip flexor exercise. And again, we're working the muscles in the hip area. And for this one, you want to be seated on the front edge of your chair. And again, legs at a 90-degree angle. And the setup on this one can be a little tricky, but I'm just going to walk you through it, okay? So you want to lay the band out with the center in front of you, and you're putting one foot on the band, and then the other leg comes through the band and forward. Then the end that's under the foot comes in front of that knee, and then it crosses over the opposite leg, and then you bring that foot back in alignment with the other one. And you're going to be working the leg that has the band crossed over it. And it's just a matter of lifting and lowering that leg using the muscles in your hip and the quadricep. Okay? So let's begin. 1, 2, and again, if you don't rest your foot on the floor, 3, 4, it increases the effectiveness of the exercise. 6, 7, 8, think about good form. 9, keep those stomach muscles lifted. 10, shoulders back and relaxed. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay, let's do the other leg. So again, now we're working the opposite leg. We're putting that foot on the band. Other one comes through. The end that's underneath that foot comes in front of that knee. Bring the leg back and have the bands crossed over that leg. And we're going to lift and lower. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, good work with that. Okay, now we're going to come up and we're going to be doing our squat. Okay, and this is just a traditional squat. And you can choose to do it with or without the band. Using the band, you would stand on the band again with your feet shoulder width apart. And you're grasping it, palms are facing each other. And the movement is just to sit back as you extend your arms forward. And then as you come up out of the squat, you want to be sure you squeeze with the muscles in your bottom. Okay, so that was 1, 2. For this one, as you go down and the knees are bent, you want to be sure that your knees are behind your toes as you look down. 4, 5, 6, and this is another one where you want to keep your gaze straight ahead. 7, and keep that steady, even breathing going. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and this one will get the heart rate up a little bit, and 16. Good. All right. Now we're going to do our upper back. So for that one, you want to grasp the band about a little more than shoulder width apart. And this time we're going to hold it at shoulder height. And the movement is to bring the band out and towards you, keeping it above your chest. So that's 1. Just keep your knees soft. 2, 3, 4. Think about lifting those stomach muscles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At this point, we'll be feeling the cumulative effect of all the exercises we've done, especially on the upper body. 12, 13, 14, ooh, baby. 15, and 16. Oh boy. Very good. Okay. Take a minute. Just kind of let yourself relax. Do a couple shoulder rolls if you need to. Stretch out your neck. Whatever it takes to just relax a bit. Okay. We're going to do now, oh boy, the big one, our rotator cuff. Now this one, if you have a current or recent shoulder injury, you would want to sit this one out. If you have no shoulder issues, then this is a good one to actually strengthen the muscles in the shoulder girdle. So for this one, we're going to be standing on the band, feet shoulder width apart, and then we cross the band in front of the knees, and then we're grasping it so that our palms are facing down. And then before you start the exercise, you want to extend your arms out in front of you, and this will be the point of return for each segment of the movement. And we bring the arms up and out, but just slightly out, just slightly beyond the width of your shoulders. So that's 1, 2, and just bring it to a height that's comfortable for you. 3, you don't ever want to bring it above shoulder height. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's perfectly fine to do less repetitions of this one if you've gotten yourself to the point of fatigue. 14, 15, and 16. Very good. After that one, it's always a good idea to do our chest stretch, where you bring your hands together behind you and just stretch out the muscles in the chest and in the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to do a fun one, our wrist strengthening exercise. And you want to start this one out by laying the band across the tops of your palms. And then you're bringing your fingers towards you as you wrap the band around your palms. Thumbs are up. And then the movement is just bringing the hands down and up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. And we will close our time together with our side stretch. And for that one, you would want to stand on one end of the band. And you're grasping the band so that it comes up and over your palm and extending the arm up overhead. And this is just a very good stretch for the muscles on the sides and also the muscles in your lower back. Ready? 1. So we're just stretching away from the band. 2. Just be sure and keep your knees soft. 3. 4. And keep the breath steady and slow. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Okay, the other side. So with the completion of this side stretch, we will have done 15 exercises to strengthen our whole body. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, excellent work, everyone. Many thanks to you that have stuck it out here.